Well, it had to happen sooner or later. I managed to get my first violation and had my last video pulled by YouTube. Quick recap on that video. Recently, a tweet by a Doctor Stella was retweeted by a certain president and his son that went viral. That video made two specific claims, one about a certain drug and the other about mask and social distancing. Both were easy to debunk as I've already made other debunking videos on those topics. There will be links in the description. Second part of the video, I briefly discussed on how Facebook and Twitter approached it and talked about free speech. Well, this video, I will expand on that free speech and censorship. I think the most important invention of all time is printing press. May not be a popular pick, and to be honest, we do have a lot to choose from. But that humble printing press allowed knowledge to be shared and was also a factor in the establishment of a community of scientists who could easily communicate their discoveries, helping to bring on the scientific revolution. But this amazing invention was a double-edged sword. It brought Origin of Species to our home and also Mein Kampf. And how did we deal with the books that went against current social, religious or political view? Well, China's Qin dynasty in 213 and 210 BCE burned books and buried scholars. Mongols obliterated the Library of Baghdad in 1258. Destruction of Aztec codices by, newer Aztec in 1430. Burning of Maya codices on the order of Bishop Diego de Landa in 1562. Burning of Jaffna Public Library in Sri Lanka in 1981 by ethnic Sinhalese. And of course, Pièce de Résistance, Nazi book burning in 1930. Do you see any pattern there? I see different causes and the same response. Burn that damn thing. But this is not last century anymore. You see, there is a new kid in town, and it's like printing press, but in steroids. Say hello to World Wide Web. Now everyone can have a voice. I can write the most asinine thing in the world and publish it in a blog for the world to consume. If I get booted out of one platform, there is always another. Very worst case, I can even run this site from my home computer. World has changed. Censoring a content is kind of akin to burning a book, denying access to that resource. But you cannot control it in these days and age. The most advanced country in the world when it comes to controlling its citizens? Well, that prize goes to China and their great firewall, not to mention social credit system and mass surveillance. Even there, those who wants to can access information blocked by the government. When there is a will, there is always a way, good or bad. On yesterday's video that was taken down by YouTube, I said this is a minefield for me. I support free speech, but at the same time I understand some messages are dangerous for general people. There are those who would start using a specific drug just because their president said so. But honestly, I had no idea how to police that. Today? Well, I had an epiphany. Maybe you shouldn't. There are many videos on bad science. We have flat earthers, anti-vaxxers, solar roadway, hyperloop and more. Some, in my opinion, is just stupid. Looking at you, flat earthers. Some are dangerous and disgusting, anti-vaxxers. Some are media darlings. Though if you have basic understanding of electronics or physics, you would know what a tremendous waste of money that is, which could have been used for some better causes. I don't know, feed the hungry? When censoring, where is the line in the sand? Who decides which false information can stay and which must be censored? Last year, there was a financial scandal in Germany with a company called Wirecard. There were initially some articles talking about some malpractices and fraudulent activities. Those articles were shut down as those were deemed as fake news designed to manipulate the financial market, and they don't look kindly to that. What happened after months and months? Well, it was found to be true, and on 25th of June 2020, Wirecard filed for insolvency after revelation that 1.9 billion euro was missing. Before Snowden's revelation, there were years and years of conspiracy theories on NSA snooping on people. Are all conspiracy theories true? Of course not. But removing it or any videos debunking it does not work. There are already several websites becoming prominent, and they all have the same selling point. Unlike YouTube, we will not censor your content. Now, these sites, will they ever be anywhere as big like YouTube? Super unlikely. It's almost inconceivable. But it will have its dedicated audience. Those who want to be an anti-vaxxer would flock to those websites. At the end, from a pure financial viewpoint, well, it makes sense. YouTube is unlikely to lose money from that. In fact, they stand to gain more from being more friendlier towards advertisement. But from a social point of view, what do you think? Quis custodiet ipsos custodes, a Latin phrase found in the work of Roman poet Juvenal from his satires, meaning who polices the police. If you have just one arbiter, what happens if that arbiter is corrupt? What happens if the next government is different leaning? And once you make it a norm, is it possible to revert it? You know what? We cumulatively do not deserve freedom and democracy. Both relies on us understanding the cost, and those are the same weapons we wield when protecting our gun right or the right not to wear a mask. Well, that's all for this video. In case you're wondering, I obviously appealed to YouTube about reinstating my video. As this is my first time, I have no idea how long or painful it might be. Being a super small channel where I think most of the subscribers are my personal friend feeling sorry for me, it was around 100 people who got to see that video. If they took the science from it, it was bloody worth it. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it today, please do like and subscribe. It would be thoroughly appreciated. Have a safe day. Signing off. Thanks to vaccine, here are some names we almost have forgotten. Polio, tetanus, influenza, hepatitis B, hepatitis A, rubella, Hib, whooping cough, pneumococcal disease, rotavirus, mumps, chickenpox, diphtheria, measles. Actually, scratch the last one. Thanks to the recent flux of anti-vaxxers, measles is back.